Do you guys like oud? I know lots of people don't. They think it's very animalic, they think it's harsh, they think it's skanky. I love me a good oud. Now obviously I don't like it when it is smelling like pee or any other excrement, but I love oud in fragrances, and I love oud especially when it's paired with a fruity, tart, juicy fragrance. I've also been experimenting with oud and vanilla type fragrances, and they can be hit or miss for me, but in general I love the smell of oud. I love the Middle Eastern style of perfumes which tend to have oud in them. So before I get into my video, my name is Nicole from I Am That Auntie, and I'm here today to share with you my oud collection. Now I don't think this is all I have, but this is all I kind of grabbed as my eye was roving around my collection. Now this is an impromptu video. I'm home alone, thankfully, for the first time in a very long time. So I thought, let me do a video. I just did a video on, excuse me, my fruity florals for Valentine's. And now I'm gonna almost flip the coin and do my oud collection. Almost like an opposite to the fruity florals, you know, because those are typically very feminine, very girly. Oud is usually reserved for masculine fragrances, very dark, sultry. But I love a bit of both. I am not just fruity floral. I am also dark and sultry and a bit skanky sometimes, you know. So let me start first with my oldest oud. I'm sure I've shown this in some of my videos before. This is my very first oud fragrance I bought. Now this is the definition of a fruity, not floral, a fruity oud. So it has raspberry and saffron at the top. It has a raspberry again in the middle with a bit of floral, so it has amorous and lily of the valley. And then in the base there's oud, vanilla, patchouli, and liatris, however you pronounce that. Now when I first got this fragrance, let me show you. This is House of Sillage, Passion de l'Amour. Everybody knows these little cupcakes, right? It's so cute. So when I first got with my voice going, when I first got this fragrance, it was very, very, very tart, and the what was it, raspberry at the top was very, very tart, and I loved it. I put it down because this was like my favorite perfume and I did not want to waste it. I put it aside and I, you know, just wore other things so I wouldn't waste it out. And I took it up again a couple of, maybe last year sometime. The tartness, to my dismay, has reduced, and now there's vanilla in the base. Now the vanilla in this seems to be coming to the fore, so it's now more of a vanilla, fruity oud. I don't like that as much. I preferred it in the beginning when it was just tart and oud, but it's still good. Yeah, this is really, really nice. This is playful, a bit fresh, as in green, not aquatic fresh, but there's a greenness. I don't know if it's from the lily of the valley or whatever, but it's a bit of a green, tart, fruity oud. House of Sillage, Passion de l'Amour. And this, when I first got this is one I would wear when I'm going out at night because it has that grit in it. It is a little bit, it's heavy. It's not a light, airy, fairy fragrance. It's a little bit heavy, so I would wear this at night. I haven't worn it to work, but maybe I need to stop saving your fragrances, because then when it changes to something that you're not really liking, then you're like, oh my god, I should have worn it. So I'm gonna pull this back out and start wearing it. The only thing that stops me from really pulling it out is because I like to keep these in the boxes, and the boxes are kind of hard to keep opening and closing, but maybe just throw the box away so I can have easy access to Passion de l'Amour from the House of Sillage. Love this. The next one I bought, let me change my computer screen. This one is Club de Nuit Intense. This one is supposed to be a dupe of, not Intense Man, this is a dupe of Tom Ford's Noir de Noir, right? I think this is the female version. Or it's a little bit dusty. And fingerprints all over it. This is a typical Middle Eastern take on rose and oud. Rose oud. It has patchouli. It is a bit fresh spicy. It has vanilla. And I tell you the notes: rose, saffron, and geranium in the top. In the mid, we have nutmeg, pepper, violet, and caraway seeds. And then there's patchouli, oud, vanilla, and amber in the base. Now this one for me, when I first got this and I started to wear it, it would make the back of my throat feel dry and scratchy, like if I was coming on with something. I don't know if that's the nutmeg, the dustiness of the nutmeg and the pepper, maybe the caraway. So I would always mix this with a fruity, what did I mix this with? Is it Burberry Her? One of those fruity girly fragrances to kind of break up that dustiness. But I wore it on its own recently, and I was pleasantly surprised. It was not as dusty as I remember. Maybe that's from maceration. And this she goes and she goes and she goes and she goes. She don't quit. She don't quit. So if you want to know what Tom Ford Noir de Noir smells like, but you don't want to spend the money, you can try this one. I actually sampled Tom Ford Noir de Noir just to see if it was really true to form, and it was. Tom Ford for me is a little bit richer, a little bit rounder and richer, but this one is a pretty good dupe. In the air, nobody would know the difference, right? The oud in this is not really strong for me, which is a good thing, I guess, but it's there. You can tell it's there. Tom Ford Noir de Noir. No, I don't know if it's real oud or not. The note said it's oud. Tom Ford, not Tom Ford, Club de Nuit. Club de Nuit Intense, a dupe of Tom Ford's Noir de Noir. And I've had her for a minute now. The next oud based fragrance, wait, does this have an oud? I may be. Hold on, let me check. Let me check before I pelt her up, child. Let me check. This is a unisex fragrance. No, it does not have oud, honey. But it behaves for me like if it does. This is Carlisle. Let me say this oud adjacent. Carlisle by Parfums de Marley. This is a unisex fragrance that I bought. Both myself and my husband, we use this. On him, it smells a little bit more. On him, I think the patchouli and those base notes come out a little bit more on his skin. On my skin, it pulls a little bit more floral, a little bit more. The vanilla is pronounced, so it's creamy, it is warm, and it is floral. And I swore this had oud in it. It doesn't have oud in it, but it is oud adjacent. You would think it has oud the way how they've constructed this fragrance. This is very, very sexy. This is very, very sexy. As I said, it's unisex, so if you don't want to smell a little bit mannish, you can stay away from it. But if you're like me, that you can kind of go in both worlds, or you don't mind going in both worlds, you can check out Carlisle by Parfums de Marley. I also use this to mix with, so I'll wear this one and then I put something else on top of it if I want. But sometimes I just wear it on it by itself. Or what I would do, I'd wear like a girly perfume on my body and on my clothes, and if I'm wearing a jacket, I'd spray my jacket with this one. Right, so I'm not going to spend too much time because she fooled me. She does not have an oud. By Carlisle. Now, I'm going to leave this other one for last. Let me just quickly go on to this next one with oud. If you watched my previous video on my recommendations for Valentine's Day, you will see this one mentioned. This one is Invite Only by Kayali. It's blinding. I got a sample of this. Smell the sample. It was a sample kit from Kayali. Smell the sample. I ordered it immediately. Immediately. I didn't even care if it was a sale or not. But luckily for me, it was around Christmas time. So I think Joe Shop was running a sale. This is so good. This is so good. This is tobacco, cherry, honey, chocolate, and hazelnut in the top. In the middle, we have cinnamon, two types of roses, meeee rose and damask rose. Don't ask me the difference, I don't know. And in the base there's amber, oud, vanilla, benzoin, sandalwood, patchouli, musk, and cypriol oil. This is good. This is good. This is like a boozy cherry liqueur. It doesn't mention a boozy note, but it gives me like if it has rum or something in it, or at least it should. And it sits close to the skin, but you can smell it. It's not a screamer. It sits close to the skin, like if you're in your neck area, you'd smell it. True to the name, invite only. I'm inviting you into my space. This is sexy. And I don't know if it's real oud or not. The oud in this, I don't really get, like how I would get it in Passion de l'Amour. In Passion de l'Amour, you smell the oud in Passion de l'Amour is almost like a, it's almost like a dry, flat, I don't want to say sharp smell. Like you can smell the oud, not in a bad way, but you can pick up this oud. In Invite Only to me and Carlisle kind of go similar in that it's almost like oud adjacent, but Fragrantica lists oud, so I am assuming that there's oud in here. But the oud is not skanky, it is not in your face, it just gives a bit of maybe chocolate, that chocolate vibe, chocolate. It's not really earthy either. Child, I don't know, maybe a woody oud, I don't know. But this has oud, love it down to pieces. You should try it. Kayali's Invite Only 23. The next oud fragrance I have, and I'm sure I have more, you know. As I'm going through these, I'm telling myself I'm missing some, but that's okay. There'll be other videos. Right? This one is called Oud Save the King. How many of you guys have heard of Atkinson's? Not many people where I'm from know about Atkinson. This is a tea-based fragrance. Atkinson. So let me put the cap back on. I love the bottles, and they're like striations or panels. So cute. So originally I went to buy Oud Save the Queen, right? Because I smelled it, loved it. And then the sales associate was like, oh, we don't have any more bottles of those. I'm like, really? So she said, try Oud Save the King. So I guess it's a male version, female version. But I loved it. The oud in this is so soft. It is not a screamer. This fragrance is a tea-based fragrance. Earl Grey and bergamot in the top. So you get a slight citrus, kind of, you know, tea smells like almost like a flat, a citrusy based tea fragrance. But then that goes very quickly, goes away quickly, and then you smell the suede, orris, oud, and sandalwood. Now this is not a sweet fragrance either. It's not a sweet fragrance, but there's something, I don't know if it's, no, vanilla is not listed, but I would stake my life on saying that this has vanilla in it, because when it dries down, it kind of gives you that sweet vanilla, creamy characteristic. I remember I said I was kind of dovetailing into more vanilla ouds, that I'm beginning to like those. This is, to me, gives a vanilla oud flair. I said the tea, that flatness of the tea fragrances to me always come across a little flat. But maybe that's why they added the bergamot to give it a little bit of brightness. But it's not a bright fragrance, but it is soft. It is vanillic. And it's beautiful. I cannot see my husband wearing this, a male wearing this. For me, this is unisex, leaning feminine for me. Now the Oud Save the Queen has a lot more florals. So it's a very floral oud based fragrance. But this is really nice too. I also layer with this, so I wear this in the base and then add stuff on top of it. So if you want to check Atkinson, and they're not very expensive. Don't mind my bottle's looking a little bit beat up, but it's not very expensive. So you can check out Atkinson's Oud Save the King. Now, again, I just mentioned this fragrance in my last video. This is an oud, sorry, I have to stretch. Ooh, this is an oud based fragrance. This is amber, warm, spicy, floral, fruity, musky, vanilla, tuberosy, balsamic, sweet. I literally just bought this a couple of months ago. In the top, we have saffron, osmanthus, magnolia. So it's giving very much white floral, tuberose, patchouli, passion fruit, oud. So it's a bit of fruity, white floral, and you get your oud. And in the base, you have your vanilla, ambroxan, myrrh, musk, incense, and cedarwood. This is Queen of Silk. Queen of Silk. My creed. Baby. Absolute love. Absolute love. This is another one that the sales associate made me smell. And I was like, immediately put it in my bag. I'm taking it. I don't care. This is, you see that passion fruit? Gives it a slight tartness. Oh, I sprayed it here before. And then there's oud. So this oud I pick up first. Then I smell the tartness of the fruit. And then as it dries down, that vanilla and myrrh gives it a resinous, sweet, creamy base that is so good. I don't even really get cedarwood that much, because I sprayed it on this hand when I did my video earlier, so I'm now smelling the dried down version. The oud is still there. The patchouli is there, so it has a slightly dry, earthy feel to it, but it's also resinous, and it's creamy, it's balsamic, it's sweet with the vinegar. I mean vinegar with the vanilla. Oh my god, there's no vinegar, people. There's no vinegar. Vanilla. It's good. It's good. This is my latest acquisition that has oud in it. And to be honest, when I bought it, I didn't even know it had oud. I just love the smell of it. It's when I got home and I checked the notes, I was like, oh, it has oud. Lucky me. So that's, Creed's Queen of Silk. Now, I have to give a mention. I'm not only doing fragrances that I love. I'm showing you my oud collection. So some of the ouds in my collection, I do not love. Do not. Let me pull up this one quickly. This is Oudesire. I'm sure you heard me mention it before. Baby, this is by Armaf Oudesire. I was blown away by the bottle. Another shiny bottle. And I heard somebody mention about how this is so good, so good, so good. And so this was in my initial stages as I was trying to delve into perfumes and see what I liked and what my personality was like, blah, blah, blah. There was a sale. I picked this up. Baby. And I have gotten used to animalic ouds over the years. So the animalicness is not really the issue for me. Baby. Now, let me tell you the notes first. This is jasmine, orange blossom, rose, bergamot. I get the rose in the top. This is raspberry, blackcurrant, ginger in the mid, oud, musk, sandalwood, and amber in the base. The oud is skanky on my skin. You see when I'm spraying it here on the paper, it actually smells good. It smells okay. This is what I would call a cold floral as well. The florals in this fragrance are not very warm. So it kind of makes me, when I wear it, it makes me feel like I'm coming out with a cold, like if the back of my throat is scratchy. So there was that, and then the oud was skanky. It smelled like pee. And like, if I can smell this, somebody else can smell it. I'm like, oh my god. So I left. I've had this bottle over 2 years, and I've worn it twice. I've just been leaving it, hoping that it macerates and gets. Let me spray it now to see if I can still pick up the skankiness on my skin. Ugh. On my skin though, it's just giving skank. Let me dry this down a little bit. Oof. Yeah. Okay, let me. Sorry for the traffic outside. Oudesire. Yeah, on my skin it's skankier than on paper. Skankier than on paper. On paper, I'm getting the florals. and the amber. So on paper it's giving more resinous floral, and it's actually warmer on paper. Maybe on my skin though, oh, skanky oud, man. So it's like animal pee if they peed in the bed of flowers. And I so much wanted to love this. But to be fair, it's not as skanky as I remembered it. Originally, it was so bad. It was so bad I had to go scrub it off my skin. It was so bad. But now, I still get the skank. But it seems as if the other players are showing up for work. They didn't just leave oud to do the work. It seems as if it's getting a little bit more rounded. So I don't know. Maybe there's hope for this one yet. Maybe I'll leave this down another, I don't know, and come back and check and see if I like it. But I absolutely hated it before. Now I just hate it. So maybe I'll come to in a couple of more months, a year, I don't know. But anyway, guys, that was my oud collection. You can see that the majority of my oud collections are fruity ouds, because that's the scent profile that I love the most. One or two of them are giving me vanilla ouds, but for the most part, fruity oud. I think I just like fruity fragrances. So tell me in the comments, what are your ouds? What are the ouds that you like to wear? Do you like unisex ouds? What's your preference? Drop me a comment. Let me know which one I should probably get my nose on next. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for sitting with me. Thanks for waiting with me through my bleeps, my blunders, because this is the first time I'm doing a video in probably a year and a half. Forgive me. That's just how life is right now. Again, thanks. I am Nicole from I Am That Auntie. I Am That Auntie. And I will see you again in my next video. Bye.